April 22nd, 2015, Part 1. This is Part 1 of solving equations with variables on both sides of the equal sign. First of all, these are the steps. The steps should be copied down in the steps section in your notebook. First, distribute if necessary. We know we should distribute when we see parentheses. So first, distribute if necessary. Second, combine like terms if necessary. Remember, like terms are variables that are the same. So for example, 5x and negative 2x, those are like terms. Also, constants are also like terms because they're both just numbers. So for example, negative 10 and 5 can be combined because they're both constants. They're both just numbers. Step 3, get the variable terms on one side of the equal sign. By variable terms, we mean any term that has a variable with it. So again, for example, 5x is a variable term. Negative 2m is a variable term. Step 4, get constants on the other side of the equal sign. So again, constants are just numbers by themselves. And even 1/2 would be an example. Always keep in mind that you always use inverse operations and integer operation rules. So think opposites and integer operation rules. So let's take a look at the We Do number 1. This should be copied step by step in your notebook in the section labeled We Do number 1. Step 1 says to distribute if necessary. I know we have to distribute because I see parentheses here. So first I'm going to distribute the 4 to the 3x and then to the 4 to this negative 5. So 4 times 3x I know is 12x. 4 times negative 5 I know is negative 20 because a positive times a negative is negative 20, and I have to look at the sign in front of, or the operation in front of the number. So 4 times negative 5 is negative 20, but I write it as minus 20. Bring down my plus 7, bring down my equal sign, bring down 8x plus 3. So after I distribute, I know I have to combine like terms if necessary. If I look on my left side, I know I can combine my two constants. Negative 20, again, look at the operation sign in front of the value or the number. It tells you what sign it is, positive or negative. So I know that negative 20 plus 7, I'll write it off to the side, negative 20 plus 7, I'm really subtracting these two values because the signs are different. So in my head I know 20 minus 7 is 13. Since this negative 20 has a greater absolute value, I keep the negative. So that's negative 13. When I write it, it's 12x minus 13, keep my equal sign, is equal to 8x plus 3. I bring everything down. After I combine like terms, I know that step 3 says to get the variable terms on one side. So these are my variable terms because they both have variables. I want to get my variable terms on the left side. So I want to get rid of this 8x here on my right side. The opposite, the inverse operation of positive 8x, so I subtract 8x from both sides. Remember what you do to one side, you do to the other side. Bring down my equal sign. And then I simplify. On my left side, 12x minus 8x I know is 4x. I can't do anything with this minus 13, so I just bring it down, minus 13, bring down my equal sign. These cancel out, and then I bring down my plus 3. So write it as a positive 3. And then this is a regular equation, two-step equation we know how to solve. So now I can just see that I have to get rid of my constant by using inverse operations. So I add 13 to both sides. On my left side, these cancel out. I'm left with 4x equals 16. Lastly, I'm going to divide by my coefficient because remember I want to isolate x. So I divide both sides by 4. I get x equals 4. Let's look at the We Do number 2. Step 1, distribute if necessary. I know I have to distribute because I see these parentheses. So I distribute the 3 to the 5h and then 3 to the positive 1. Look at the operation in front of it to help you figure out what sign it is, positive or negative. So 3 times 5h I know is 15h. 3 times positive 1 I know is 3, so plus 3. Bring down my plus 27. Bring down my equal sign. bring down 10h plus 60. So I keep everything else because I can't distribute, or I don't have to distribute anywhere else. Step 2 says combine like terms if necessary. On my left side, I say I have to combine these two constants. So I keep my 15h, 3 plus 27, I know is 30, positive 30, so plus 30. Bring down my equal sign, bring down 10h plus 60. So after I combine like terms, I know I have to get my variable terms on one side of the equal sign. So I want to get it on the left side because it's the easiest for me to visualize it, to see it as an equation I know how to solve. So to get rid of this 10h here, I subtract 10h from both sides. So subtract 10h from both sides and simplify both sides. So on my left side, 15h minus 10h, I know is positive 5h. Bring down my plus 30, bring down my equal sign. These will cancel out, equaling 0, and then I bring down my plus 60, positive 60, so I can write it as 60. Next, I can get rid of my constant from both sides, because again, I want to isolate the variable. So I subtract 30 from both sides. On my left side, I know that these will cancel out. I'm left with 5h equals 60 minus 30, I know is 30. So I have 5h equals 30, and then I'm going to divide both sides by my coefficient, which is 5. So I get h equals 6. So we've done 2 problems together. In your practice section in your notebook, complete numbers 1, 2, and 3. So at this time you can stop the video. First copy these down, then stop the video. Do them on your own, and then check back in with the video, and we'll see how you did. So let's see how you did with number 1. First step, distribute if necessary. I know I have to distribute because I see parentheses. So before I do anything to the right side of my equal sign, let's keep everything to the left side, because I know I don't have to do anything with that because I don't see any parentheses. So then distribute on my right side. 3 times 2 I know is 6. 3 times positive 2y I know is 6y, so plus 6y. And then I can combine like terms if necessary. Take a look at my left side. There's nothing to combine because these are unlike terms. My right side, again, nothing to combine because they're unlike terms. So step 3 says to get my variable terms on one side of my equal sign. Again, I want to start by getting it on the left side. So on my right side, I have to get rid of this plus 6y, so subtract 6y from both sides. And then look on your left side. I know that 2y, so I'll write it over here, 2y minus 6y. So here I can do the rule keep, change, change. But let's just focus on the coefficients, 2 minus 6, and we'll put the y back in at the end. Keep my first number, change subtraction to addition, change my second number to its opposite, so negative 6. And then I just subtract these. 6 minus 2 I know is 4. I keep my negative sign because the 6 has the greater absolute value. So this becomes negative 4y plus 4 equals, on my right side, these will cancel out, 6. And then it looks like any old equation I know how to solve. So I get rid of my constant, subtract 4 from both sides, and I'm left with negative 4y equals, 6 minus 4 I know is 2. And then maybe you got tripped up on this, but don't get tripped up. I just divide by my coefficient, which is negative 4. And so I get y equals, and then take a quick look here. I can think of it as a fraction. 2 over negative 4, or negative 2/4. I know that 2/4 is simply the same as 1/2, and then I keep my negative. So for number 1, y equals negative 1/2. Let's see how you did with number 2. Step 1, distribute if necessary. I see nothing I have to distribute because I don't see any parentheses. Step 2, combine like terms if necessary. On my left side, I cannot combine these because they're unlike terms. This has an m, this is just a constant. On my right side, again, I can't combine them because they're unlike terms. So step 3, get rid of or get the variable terms on one side. So I want to get rid of this positive 24m. So I do minus 24m from both sides. So minus 24m. Bring down my equal sign. And then on my left side, I do 3, I'll put it over here, 3 minus 24, and I'll put my m back on at the end. I can keep my first number, change subtraction to addition, change the second number to its opposite, so plus negative 24. Then I just subtract because this is positive plus negative. So 24 minus 3 I know is 21. I keep my negative because it has the greater absolute value. 24 has the greater absolute value. So then this becomes negative 21m, and then I keep my minus 6 equals, these will cancel out, 15. So my next step, I'm going to add 6 to both sides because that's the inverse of subtracting 6. And I'm left with negative 21m equals 21. And then my last step, I'm going to divide by my coefficient. My entire coefficient is negative 21, not just 21, but negative 21. So I divide both sides by negative 21, and I get m equals 1. Negative 1, sorry. Because a positive divided by a negative is a negative, so negative 1. So let's see how you did with number 3. First step, distribute if necessary. I definitely have to distribute because I see these parentheses. So let's start on the left side. 6 times m I know is 6m. 6 times this negative 3, again look at the sign in front of the number. So 6 times negative 3 I know is negative 18 because a positive times a negative is a negative. I write it as minus 18. Bring down my equal sign. On the right side, let's distribute. 5 times 2m I know is 10m. 5 times this positive 4 I know is positive 20, so plus 20. Then bring down my plus 2. That looks funny. 20 plus 2. And then my second step, no, my third step, sorry. No, second step. Combine like terms if necessary. On the left side, I can't combine anything because they're unlike terms, so 6m minus 18, I keep it. On the right side, I can combine the constant, so it would be 10m plus 22. And then after that, my next step, I want to get the variable terms on one side. Usually on the left side, it's easier to visualize it as an equation we already know how to solve. So subtract 10m from both sides, so minus 10m. And then I'll keep my equal sign here. 6m minus 10m. So I'll put it over here. 6 minus 10, I keep, change to its opposite. And then I subtract 10 minus 6, I know is 4. Again, I keep my negative because negative 10 has the greater absolute value. So negative 4m minus 18, keep my equal sign. These will cancel out. This equals 22. And then I'm going to add 18 to both sides to get rid of my constant, so plus 18. On my left side, negative 4m equals, and then I can add these, 0, carry my 1, 2, 3, 4, equals 40. And then my very last step, divide by my coefficient. My entire coefficient is negative 4. Keep in mind that negative sign. So I divide by negative 4. So on my left side, m equals 40 divided by negative 4. First of all, I know it's going to be a negative because positive divided by negative is a negative. So m equals negative 10.